Okay, I'm just getting ready. See how I set everything up? I got some towels down here. I was able to straddle the ladder across there. I've got this all cleaned up, all swept up, all wiped down. That all cleaned up. That's all ready to go back. And I'll make sure I do a good job cleaning when I get down there. I even washed my hands so I didn't have any little black bits on my fingertips before I go up there and work on those wires. And I'm going to be smart this time. I know everything what to do. Hold that up there, notch the sheetrock, straighten out the wires, make sure on the bracket after I screw it in, make sure this is 2 3/4 across, because that was 2 3/4 across. If it's not, I'll bend it back out, tighten it back up, loosen these, have that screw ready, and all that kind of stuff before I even start. And I have a feeling I'm going to need to use some more 1 5/8 screws for the mounting bracket and all that kind of stuff. This second one's going to go up nice. Hey, last but not least, remember I turned the light on over there and angled that all that? Before you get going on the second one, don't forget about the first one if you turn that light on. Okay, because you'll have power back up there, so make sure it's off, not on. See, that should be on. Sure enough, it is. See, it's on over there. But make sure you got that off. I'm just about ready to cut the notch. You might be wondering, hey Joe, what are you going to use to cut the notch with? Well, I'm just going to use my sheetrock knife, and I just use that as a saw and do a little bit at a time and kind of scrape on it and stuff. And don't forget your goggles, okay? Gotta have your goggles on when you're cutting up above your eyes. It's very important. I went and got my goggles before I started cutting that other one, okay? Very important you remember that. Okay, how does that look? Nice, huh? Now I got to clean up all my mess and stuff. And those little nuts up there, I tried to tighten them just hand tight, you know, but they can be tightened a little bit more. I took a little crescent wrench and just snugged them up just a hair. And I'm going to have to do the same thing to that one before I get done. So now I can pull this out, I can clean all this stuff up. I'm going to keep the mounting screws that I had extras. Yeah, I've got 4 mounting screws here that wouldn't work, but I'll save them for next time. Keep the directions. And it has a phone number on there in case these lights ever burned out. Now, if you weren't with me at the very first of this video, I showed you those were LED lights. And most days, now everything's gone to LED. See, it says no bulbs required. Lots of times you get a light fixture like this and then you'd have to go buy bulbs for it too. No bulbs required, and it's dimmable. And I think this one is going to last, oh, I forget how long. Oh, it says 5-year limited warranty, but I read on here somewhere where it's supposed to last 47 years or something. Some ridiculous amount. Look, lasts up to 46 years. Can you believe that? Chances are that's never going to burn out. But if I hit it, or if the electricity goes out, or something, or if a circuit snaps, or who knows what, if that ever burns out, I don't want to have to buy another one. I can just call the manufacturer, save your receipt and everything like that. And you might have to take the SKU, take a picture of the SKU number, put it on your computer, all that kind of stuff. If you don't want to save the box, save your receipt and stuff. And I don't know if they're going to need all that. If you just call them and you send them a picture of the light fixture that's installed, there's a number on here, so that's why I'm going to save that. Okay. Then chances are they'll either send you a whole new one, or I'm not quite sure how those bulbs unscrew. I'm not even going to touch them. I'm not going to mess with it. it might unscrew and pull out, and then a little clip in there or a prong. Who knows? I wasn't even going to mess with those, right? Because they say they're supposed to last 46 years. But on the off chance they don't, then you'll be prepared. Okay, so that's pretty close to the center of there, and this is, you know, it's just giving some light there. And like I say, once I get a standard dimmable light switch, and I'll take a look at the existing ones. I want to get this very same kind if I can, with the fat paddle here and the little paddle on the bottom for on off. This happens to be where the lights up here, and those were LEDs I installed, and they were dimmable. Look at that. And yeah, I got a 3-way dimmer switch that was 3-way. You can generally hook those up for single pole or for 3-way. Years ago, they used to have them where you had to buy one that said 3-way, and you had to buy one that said just a regular standard single pole dimmable. But now, most of them will do either or, depending how you hook it up. Okay, so I'm going to have to get a dimmable switch, and it's white. I'll take a picture of this so that when I go to the store, I try to match up. I don't like to just go to the store and get, what's the difference? Well, they got 4 or 5 different kinds of dimmable ones. They got one where you turn it on off here and you have a little slide over here, or maybe it's just this and not the paddle at the bottom. You push this all the way down and it clicks off, and then you push it up and it's on. You think, what's the difference? Well, not much, other than I like to match existing conditions. That way it'll look like I was never there. And so when I get a dimmable light switch, you know, I'll make a video of that. And worst case scenario, if you can't find the very same dimmable style light switch, what could you do? If you got two fairly close to each other, you could take one up in your bathroom way on the other side of the house. You can take that one out if you have a dimmable switch in there, or in the closet, or wherever you can find one. Maybe take that one, put it down here so it matches, right? And then you can get a different one that doesn't match, and it's all by itself somewhere else in your condo, in your house. Okay? And that's all I have to say about that. That's all I got for this time. But I'll be back with more videos. Well, I'm glad that project's done. It's not done until I get the dimmer. And then once I get the dimmer and install the dimmer, then when it's really pitch black outside, I'll put the dimmers on, and then I'll have Momi, we'll dim it, and we'll see, because this light, when you dim it, maybe there's more light that's showing on the bottom instead of the top, or instead of the center, and then it might make a difference where that is, okay? So that's a good way to do it before you call it good. All right, see you next time.